Hello everyone and welcome back to another Onward VRML 3 cast. I am your host, TheSkyJoker, and today, or tonight, depending on where you are at, I am joined by my co-caster, Anonymouse. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I am great. Just woke up not too long ago, so I am feeling that quick energy burst of the morning, and I'm ready for this cast. Today we are actually bringing you MANCOS BT and Code North, two rookie teams right out of the gate this season. We are still waiting on, actually, as I said, that the last person joined, so we do have full roster on both teams. On the side of MANCOS BT, who will be the starting as Marsoc today, the home team at Keperu.day, Lamil7, Anotru, Dax70, and Tavo CBA. Whenever I looked at this team, it looked like they were a Spain, coming out of Spain type team. So interesting representation there. And then we got Code North on the side of Tango Gritter, Cabas Pispies. I'm gonna botch that name really badly throughout this cast. Dimples and whole lot of Az. Anonymouse, do you know anything about these teams? Any prior background knowledge on how they might play today?
I have not heard anything about most of these players. I have seen Keperu Day play before, so I think he is a bit of an older player, but most of these players are brand new this season.
Well then, this should prove a very interesting matchup here. As you can see, or as you did see, we are starting on Downfall Night, a really peculiar pick, one you wouldn't see, I don't think, ever in the higher levels, really. One of the things that makes casting these bronze matches pretty interesting is you run into weird situations like this. When was the last time you played Downfall Night, Anonymouse?
My team was actually thinking about playing Downfall Night last night just to throw off the opposing team, but other than that, we haven't played in a very long time.
A misspeak, it is Quarantine Night, more specifically.
It is Quarantine Night. I don't think I've ever played Quarantine Night in a league match.
I can honestly say I have not either. I can say I played Downfall Night in the kind of historic escort match that Blackwatch played against Pandemonium. That was a lot of fun. But Quarantine Night, no, I have not touched. Even in pub lobbies, it's pretty rare. So this should prove an interesting little scenario. I'm curious to see what meta comes out of this. We'll see if any of them decide to be tactical with the lasers and the night vision. Should be interesting. I assume, as I say that, they are starting the countdown into round number 1 of map 1. Let's go ahead and hop into that gameplay view so y'all don't have to squint to watch as we start round 1.
Come on, everything's going to be alright. We can have this one.
We start round 1 with MANCOS BT on Marthoth and Code North on Volk. See how these two teams are gonna play.
Let's see. On the Volk side, it looks like we have a little pillbox being set up right now surrounding the objective. On the attacking team, we've got a little 3-2 split with one kind of off-centered. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm wondering if... I'm wondering how quickly they're going to take this, if they're going to wait for that long northeast rotation to make their move. But it looks like they're getting really aggressive. Tavo moving up the center right over to White Car already. Really out in the open. Kind of a risky cross. He's making all the way into Burning. He is right under Kaba now. Nighttime mini-map kind of confusing me a little bit. We do have one that's taking up position on North Roof. kind of overwatching, looking for some picks. Tavo and Kaba about to get into it. I'm pretty sure they're aware of each other. Just holding his ground, looking for some picks. And shots from Anatru on North Roof take down Tango over by Impact. Tavo turns the corner and gets Kaba, who was not ready for that peek. Looked like he was looking out at a separate angle. He might not have heard Tavo coming up behind him. Kaperu coming up on the tail of the plane. Coming in for a westerly flank, sneaking around Gritter. And Anatru, using that North Roof, takes down a whole lot of ass. And Pavo with the aggressive cross, right up to objective. Dimples, will he be ready for this? He is on objective. An unfortunate teleport that put Dimples off the angle right as Tavo crossed, and he is tap-lit out. He is typing in the code. The defense not ready for it, but Dimples rotates. What? Dimples stopped right before he looked around the corner. Oh my goodness, if Dimples had crossed out any further, he would have caught that. And MANCOS catch the 2 points with the cap, bringing it to the away team. Anonymouse, anything you saw in that round that could have maybe changed things?
I actually had a drop for that first round, but I will be here.
Unfortunate, but that's okay. Some of the things that I know is, again, that unfortunate teleport. If that teleport hadn't come out, he might not have made that cross. Dimples might have caught it, and then Dimples, attempting to redeem that miss, came around this corner, but not quite enough to see the capper against the wall. I mean, unfortunate, but at the same time, Anatru playing that north rooftop very effectively, getting those early picks out, and then Tavo with the sneak up onto center burning, taking down that middle position. I mean, beautiful teamwork. They were in sync. It was just good teamwork, all in all. The attack was well in sync. If they had been out of sync, he would not have made that cross, because Burning Building would have caught that. Another thing to know, I mean, 60-plus people were predicting that Code North would take this against only 3 on the side of MANCOS BT. The connoisseurs expecting a landslide victory from Code North. But MANCOS BT? Oh, that is hard to iterate. MANCOS BT are coming out today to prove that that landslide victory is false. They came here to play, they came here to win, and as I say that, we're going into the gameplay for round number 2. Looking like a north spawn out of Marsoc. Gonna be a quick one with action right out of the gate. Hole taking up the north roof. Gonna check for some early lines. Might catch a Anatru over in center burning. Shots ring out from Tango. Actually catching a Anatru. That's an
already have Code North all the way in the northeast, starting to move down more towards the objective. See
gonna
if
be a
Gritter
key aggression. Tavo bring down a whole lot of ass.
Southwest guy down.
And Tango catches Dax, a key pickup for this westerly push, as that was their only obstacle in their way. Gritter taking out Kaperu. Dimples missing his shots on Tavo.
all up to Tavo, CBA, and Lemel 7. They're both pretty far away from the objective, and just as I say that, Dimples gets Tavo, leaving Lemel as the only one left defending the OBJ. He needs to crash in right now before Code North takes advantage.
Yeah, Dimples and Gritter, as I said, Dimples almost takes down Gritter in a TK. They are pinching this objective. Lamille is not going to have this win easy. Gritter going around the back. Lamille's not going to be ready for this. Oh, Gritter pauses. I think he was going to go for the behind Lamille, but Dimples gets the kill, giving Code North 1 point in an extraordinary answer back to that previous cap. What an attack that was. Going back into the scoreboard here. I mean, Anonymouse without the drop this time. What did you see?
We saw that Code North was very aggressive that round. They ran straight up the north, and I think MANCOS was just not ready with their spread out defense for them to just come and rip apart their northern defense and start heading towards the objective.
Yeah, I mean, MANCOS BT really expected to have more time to get into their position, set up their camp, and prepare their angles, but Code North just denied them that time and immediately pushed up, looked for those early lines, and then got really aggressive with their main assault out in the west. I mean, it was beautifully played aggression. You know, some teams try to be too aggressive and it bites them in the butt, but Code North have clearly practiced their tactics and have refined them. They were in sync, they were in time, and they were there. And it was quite a contrast to MANCOS's attack the previous round, as they took it kind of slow at first. So we'll see if these two teams continue these patterns or if maybe they start to adapt to each other. As I say that, we're going in to round number 3 as we hear that clock countdown.
Yeah, lots of the new rookie teams have been practicing a lot over the off-season, getting ready for the first and second week of season 11.
Yeah, it's really nice seeing this kind of explosion of teams coming into the league. I mean, it really spells a good future for VR and competition. As I say, that hole's about to get into a dirty angle as he gets aggressive into the north. Anatru pushing up to challenge this. And he catches hole. Almost missing his shots, just barely catching his head. And Tavo getting aggressive in the center once again, might get caught out. Dimples missing his shots. Should be able to give this call out. Tavo really exposed to the north. Gritter might swing on this and catch him. As I said, that Gritter catches Lamille, only downing him, allowing for a res, which does come out from Dax. Tango catching Kaperu.
You got him, you got him.
Only downing him again. MANCOS has to get up to killing these people, just letting them be rezzed. We do have Tavo down, coming through, getting Dimples, getting Tango. They trade, leaving Dimples down on the objective with Spees running right over Tavo, going for the res on Dimples, getting the res on Dimples.
Gritter playing this card very efficiently with some really nice swings, picking up 2. Not sure if he's going to be ready for Lamille in the wall, though. Gritter actually opts to rotate closer to objective, realizing the objective is kind of weak. Tavo still only down.
Last guy coming through north, by the way.
They do have a proper kill count, though, as they call out the last guy coming in the north. They're still not confirming Tavo. MANCOS BT with 2 possible revives. See what Lamille's gonna do here. He's still in the north. Gonna try for the solo push. Gritter getting really aggressive is gonna challenge him head on. See how this plays out. I don't know if Lamille's gonna be ready for such an aggressive defensive position. He knows Gritter was on the white car, but as you can see, he has since rotated to this green container. And they catch each other, and the trade comes out. Code North taking another point and tying it up after that 2-point tap in the round 1. Man, what amazing rounds we've seen here so far. In Anonymouse, anything to add to what we've seen so far?
These two teams are both playing mighty aggressively, especially Code North. We saw Gritter on that last run flank all the way around the map, basically. He was all the way in the northeast, running along the north wall to take out Lemmel. And that's not something you see very often in higher level teams, because it's just can either work or go horribly wrong and get you and other people killed.
Yeah, so I have mixed feelings about it. So on one hand, they had a good kill count. They knew there was only one left. And they knew they had 3, so they could maybe afford to get aggressive. But at the same time, you know, if Gritter had gone down and then another one decided to get aggressive and then he goes down and suddenly you're in a 1v1, that shouldn't have really have happened. So it all comes down to the style of your team, and be ready for that high risk of losing people you really shouldn't have lost. But Gritter did his job well. He did it properly. He got the kill. And as I say that, once again, we are moving in to the next round. Let's hop into that gameplay, get that overlay down, and hop into round number 4.
Miles away.
With Code North now on the assault.
Come with me, we're gonna
Let's see if they continue their aggression.
Okay, me and as you and me, let's go.
See how condensed MANCOS BT decide to stay on this really new objective. There's not a whole lot of meta around it yet. Hasn't quite been played a whole lot in league settings. Be interesting to see what positions they decide to take up. They're pretty spread out with a lot of focus in the north. It looks like they are defending against their own attack, as they had a really heavy north presence in their attack. They are putting a heavy north presence in their defense. And that could actually bite them in the back, as Code North is opting to focus on the central and southern approaches. Tango and Gritter doing a nice duo setup here, coming up on the courtyard of North Roof. We'll see if a Notru decides to peek out.
It looks like MANCOS and BT have almost mirrored offenses. You know, Code North is going more for the south, while MANCOS went more for the north, as you were saying. And just as I say that, Notru gets Gritter.
The nice little peek out. Tango should be aware of this. Oh, but a Notru snaps him over the wall. That was 2 very important pickups for the defense, while Hole and Dimpos make their long rotation into this westerly courtyard area.
Slide down.
It looks like Code North is planning on coming up behind MANCOS. See how that works out for them. There's not really a whole lot of space to come up behind in this building. There's really only the 2 entrances to the objective.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they make their entrance. I think they are taking a note from the fact that they got snuck up on from behind in their previous defense. I think they're going to try and exploit that same approach that MANCOS did. Moving into the fuselage now. Gonna challenge the doorway. We'll see if they catch on to these footsteps coming in.
A whole lot of Az should be able to see Kaparu here in a second when he peeks his head up. Oh, and just so I can say that, someone gets a knock-through on upstairs. A whole lot of ads runs into the uplink with a
Tapping
smoke
inside
on
the
it.
smoke. Oh, and he gets the tap inside the smoke right as Kaperu downs him. What?
Kaperu shot him like a millisecond after he sent that uplink. I was confused for a second there if he sent the uplink or if he got shot. That was just so quick. But not quick enough for MANCOS.
Goodness, that right there is gonna make a highlight. That needs to be clipped. My replay buffer was not going, so I unfortunately did not capture that. But we will have to come back to get that later. And as I say that, we are moving into map number 2, Code North on the high horse, taking that map 1, 4-2. The connoisseurs are getting ready for celebration. I can sense it. Moving into Bizarre Day. My personal favorite map, Anonymouse. How do you think the styles of play that we saw in map number 1 will translate into Bizarre?
I think Quarantine and Bizarre aren't that different now with the more two-story buildings on Quarantine. So I think we'll still see a lot of that aggressive play that we were seeing in Quarantine. It might just be a little bit slower because there's lots more cover in Bizarre.
Yeah, I'm really curious because Bizarre is one of those maps where you can play really aggressively because of the opportunity for covered flanks. However, it's really easy to get separated from your teammates if you're not careful and get into positions where you can't cover each other appropriately. So I'm curious to see if the aggression comes back to haunt them in these upcoming rounds. Let's see. Looks like we are keeping the same rostered players as map number 1. No rotations in or out. Oh, these players feeling pretty confident. And starting out, we have the East objective. Honestly, I'm just happy that we have the sunlight back. Although the new light up feature was actually pretty effective in my opinion, for me at least, in the night maps. So it's definitely good knowing that they're working on improvements and upgrades to the caster system within this game. And I'm really interested to see what else they bring to the table in the future. Especially, I don't know if you saw the announcement the other day or yesterday, but Downpour just got acquired by Facebook or Oculus Studios. An amazing step forward for the game. I mean, really deserved by the entire team of Downpour Interactive. I'm really excited to see what that brings to the table in the future for Onward, and just how it improves the game. The resources and the money that are going to be pulled into this is just going to be unsurmountable. But as I say that, we're going into round number 1 of map 2. Again, gonna see how aggressive these teams opt to play with the quick spawn coming out from Code North. They could potentially be on objective within the first 45 seconds. Looks like they're opting to do a split, a 2-2-1, a two-man team going really far south, and the other 3 actually have regrouped and are taking some lines across the market. Gritter being the arrow point for this.
Whoever is at the left, clear the kiosk building. Clear that building.
Tango being told to clear Kayat. None of the defenders are getting that aggressive, though. They're staying pretty tight on the objective with the kill box. But as I say that, Kaperu actually rotated way south. Dimple shutting down that flank.
It does look like Code North is going to be able to surround this objective courtyard before they'll be seen by MANCOS. MANCOS has a pretty laid-back defense with everyone kind of tucked away in their corners. We'll see how close Code North can get before they start getting engaged by MANCOS.
Yeah, I'm really interested in how Code North is getting set up right now. They are ensuring that they have the defense boxed in and that they can't go anywhere before they actually make their move. They're being very careful and very tedious about this. Pollotta might actually catch Dax on the side here, and he gets him with the corner peek. This whole entry point now opened up.
Oh, and he's not looking at Tavo as Tavo rounds the corner and shoots him.
Tavo not going for the confirm, though.
He's just downed, so we might see... Who's that over there? We might see Dimples come around and get Otto.
Yeah, and Gritter's actually about to challenge the objective over here. We're going to have to split our attention. Another smoke coming out. Will they try and cap under it? Looks like they're actually going to rotate. Gritter might go for the north alley cap. Tavo's too distracted to stop it. Oh, but he gets the double as the revive comes out. Gritter going in for the cap now. Captures the nod through. Tavo peeking out. Gets down by Tavo.
Gritter, but Tango right next to him in the building. Is Tango going to be able to get this cap? Tango can actually cap from inside the building if he squeezes into this little corner over here. If he opts to go that route.
Yeah, Tavo's going to be hard-pressed to see Tango capping. We'll see if Tango opts for that option or if he just goes for the kills. Kebab being the one to support this. Looks like Lamille is ready for it, though.
Ooh, Tango getting closer and closer to the objective. Lamille gets Kebab.
Tango putting smoke on objective. I wonder if he's going to do the same trick and cap under it. Tavo not taking any chances. It's just unloading into that smoke.
Does Tango know that he can cap from right where he is right now? Oh, Tango gets Tavo. Let's see if Lamille makes a rotation. Ooh, Tango's going up those stairs. Let's see if Lamille will be able to catch him.
Lamille should be crashing right now. He should realize that he does not have the objective covered. Tango in a great position to cap, but he is just dead set on getting the kills. He is not a capper, he is a killer. And as I said that, he's actually checking the code, it looks like.
Lamille can definitely get the cap right here. Lamille is way too far away from the objective, and especially on this objective, you need to be right on it to be able to defend from all angles.
And as we say that, Lamille actually goes to check it, but then puts his gun down right as Tango peeks the corner. I mean, that was so much time spent on that objective. That could have been an easy cap, but Code North was dead set on getting the kills instead. Interesting decision.
Yeah, he just went in for that cap like 30 seconds sooner. He definitely would have been able to get that cap with more than enough time.
Oh, for sure. I'm really curious what was going through his mind or all of their minds and why they decided to so focus on the kills. They used a lot of smoke to bait some shots. Very interesting. They've already proven that they know how to cap and that they can cap. As we await highly anticipated round number 2. I hope everyone in chat is having a good weekend so far. Thank you all for joining us right now. This has been some really high octane and really intense moments that we have going on here. Anybody just joining us, be sure to stick around, as this has been a roller coaster of a match so far. The connoisseur is getting a little bit sweaty. Just waiting on these
Code North.
teams.
Code North can continue to prove these connoisseurs right. 66 of them have their connoisseur ranking relying on Code North taking this round.
Watch it, but when I was looking at the code up on the stairs, my hands were shaking.
Tango talking about how his hands were really shaky while he was checking the code. That could have been part of the reason why he didn't go for the cap. Maybe he just wasn't confident in it. And he'd rather just get the kill. See if Code North decide to get aggressive like MANCOS did. Sending one on a flank. Opting for a really strong rear coverage out in that east courtyard. We'll see if that bites them in the back with a lot of defenders well off objective.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have any... Oh, other than Tango. Tango's right where he was when he was going for cap. But Tango takes out Peru from that location. It's a very exposed location. He was about to get shot by Capri. You can see all the bullet holes right around his head right there.
Anatra and Tavo already gonna challenge this east courtyard.
How you know?
Anatra catches hole right in the face. Kava gonna be the one to rotate and challenge this now. Pretty sure Natru caught that rotation. Flash grenade comes out, not cooked long enough. Misses their targets. Ooh, Kava catches Tavo from a dark corner. Natru not quite sure where those shots came from due to the suppressor. Kava gonna rotate off the boxes and catch a Natru. Beautiful little sneak up on them. And key pickups now down to just 2. Dax gonna be the one to push up and challenge Ritter.
Ritter does seem like he knows where he is. Ooh, and Dax, just as I say that, Dax gets a nice shot onto Ritter. Giving them as the only people in the north. Kava seems like they know where Lemel and Dax are. So let's see if Kava can run around this corner fast enough.
Lemel might actually catch Kava.
Oh, that. Ooh, Lemel definitely sees Kava. Yep, Lemel shoots at Kava, downs him. Leaving just Tango. And see who that other one is. Tango and Dimples is the last 2 defenders on the objective. Leaving it to a 2v2.
Dimples gonna be the key defender here to stop this north cap. And as I say that, beautiful burst.
One down on 6 of Tango. Hold your position.
And Lemo's gonna peek the same angle.
Lemels.
One on your 6 Tango.
And normally I would not recommend standing right over your teammate's dead body as he just got shot. And Lemel realizes that the hard way as Dimples shoots him the same way.
Yes. When your teammate has just died in a spot, it is generally best not to go to that exact same spot. As you can expect, somebody is watching that angle at that time. Beautiful hold by Code North. They did lose a couple people when they might not, shouldn't have, and that could have costed them the round, but they held strong, they stayed disciplined, and they maintained their angles. Good work out of both teams. MANCOS not gaining back the traction that they had at the beginning of the last map. Really trying to hold on here. I'm wondering if we're going to see a comeback, or if Code North is going to walk away this and make those 66 people happy for the rest of the day. It's like we're still maintaining the same roster.
Code North just has to win this map by getting 2 more points, and then they take the match. If you guys are new to Onward, the way the scoring works is for each map, it's first team to 4 points, and in the VRML, you play 3 maps for each match, and the team that wins the 2 maps wins, but you always play the 3rd for MMR.
And as we speak, we are moving in to the next round, round number 3, and is going to be this new tank objective all the way out here in the east. Again, another objective that has not been played that often in a league setting. Curious to see the metas that these guys bring out here today or tonight, again, depending on where you are watching us from. Tango maintaining his usual aggression, gonna do an early peek here in the east. Very exposed. Gritter catches Lamille getting a little pushy out into that bar area. Tango looking for some action in the east. Will he be ready for Tavo in a nice ambush position? Catches a Anotru in the side. Misses the confirm shots. Anotru still available to be revived. Suppressive fire coming out from Code North. Tango gonna get shot in the back by Tavo. Very good ambush position from Tavo here. Whole lot of getting really aggressive out in the open here. Gonna catch Kaperu though, as he's looking the wrong way. He actually doesn't go for the shot. As I say that, he gets the kill now. Gritter pushed up. Tava catching Dax. Now down to just 1.5. Tava way off objective. Gritter wide open for this cap. He's got Tablet out. Under the smoke.
Will Tavo hear Anonymouse callouts? Yeah, Anonymouse is actually making those callouts.
Tava rotating 2 on objective, capping. Code North get the cap, bringing the map number 2 to a 4-0.
Code North takes the entire series, but we will still play that 3rd map.
You got some weird mic issues going on over there, Anonymouse, just a heads up. Yeah, Code North commandingly taking this. Yes, much better now.
Cool, cool. Yeah, those 66 connoisseurs are going to be very excited that Code North has taken this round. Nexus and Frog Cabin, only 2 favoring MANCOS. They're going to be just a little disappointed.
Yes, for sure. Code North proving that the landside victory might not have been all that crazy. They've done a really good job for themselves adapting to the style of MANCOS and really picking them apart, both offensively and defensively. MANCOS BT just trying to lessen the damage that is being done. Once again, bringing it to a night map. It seems like that's a favored position for MANCOS. I'm wondering if they're trying to use night maps as a way to fluster the enemy team, as most teams do not practice on them. As you can see, it worked for a bit on Code North, but Code North quickly adapted to the situation, getting that cap under the smoke in a very spectacular way. We'll see if Code North have the same, what's a good word for it? Success on a night map such as Suburbia.
Yeah, MANCOS is really likes these night maps. As you were saying, most teams would never think about choosing a night map, and most teams do not practice on them, play them in pubs, or really even think about having to play night map.
Yeah, night maps are just so off. I mean, they force you to use a point on night vision that you may not or that you may want to put somewhere else. You know, playing with night vision is different than just playing in the daylight. There's just so many dark corners to utilize. It's almost a different map when you throw it in that night variant.
Yeah, and with the new night vision update, not new anymore, but the night vision update with 1.8, the night vision doesn't bring things nearly as bright as it used to. If it's a super dark corner, the night vision will leave it relatively dark, whereas in a day map, everything will be pretty evenly lit. Starting out on a new objective, not new anymore, but this was one of the community objectives made in the 2 community contests ago, right in the middle of the playground.
Yeah, like I was saying in my last cast, I'm not a huge fan of these new objectives as they force you to play the map kind of sideways. It feels awkward when I play them. Yes, it makes for some interesting engagements, but overall, I'm just not a huge fan of them. I think they're kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, they really change up how you play Suburbia. You don't really get those nice lane lines. And this one's particularly hard to defend. There's lots of ways that the attackers can, as I say, that critter gets auto tango, having some nice suppression fire, but not true. Takes
Your
this
mic
head off
is
and it's a
coming out again. Your mic is having some issues today.
game.
Gritter trying to defend himself against Lamil. Dimples at the other corner looking for Kaperu and Anatru. Now down to a 3v4 really quickly, but Lamil peeks out right as Gritter rounds the corner. Again, no confirm coming out. Dimples catching Kaperu on that rotation. Doesn't hit his shots though. Gritter getting all of these call-outs. Lamil now going to go for the confirm while Whole Lotta peeks out and catches Kaperu. Lamil still not confirming, allowing Gritter to get all of these call-outs.
Is Dimples going to go in for the res? Dimples gets the res onto Gritter, bringing it up to a 4v1.
Not true.
Not true.
Not quite
out
in
a
sync.
whole lot of as.
Yeah, he just wasn't in sync with the attack, and he was sitting pretty far behind, and Whole Lotta peeked out right as Anonymouse tried to sneak up on the Hesco, giving Code North yet another point on the board. Very interesting round that we had there. A lot of action really early on. Interesting little glitch on the scoreboard here, but we've got that fixed up as we give the away team a point. Go ahead and lower this back to the original score here. Anonymouse, any notable things you saw that round that maybe paved the way for bringing the round to that victory for Code North?
Code North did an amazing job defending that. They did have some people peek out and do a little corner peek on the house very early on. That's not something that I would normally do, but it worked out very well for them. One of them did get down though, but he was rezzed later on. And I think MANCOS just has to make sure that they get those confirms down. There's been a lot of times when Code North has won just because they got a res.
Yeah,
more people.
The lack of confirms we're seeing here at the bronze level is quite high. Teams should really take note of that. Make sure your bodies are down, because if they are not dead, they have the opportunity to make call-outs, say they have the opportunity to come back and help their team if they get revived. Just confirms all the way. Use those extra bullets as it is worth it. Let's go ahead and hop back into the gameplay view here so we don't miss any of this spectacular action. With all the pre-fire coming out, Dimples catching Lamille, getting really aggressive towards the objective, catching a Notcher as well. Tango catching Peru. Now down to a 5v2.5 already. Utility coming out onto objective. This could be a cap. Gritter getting really aggressive. Tango going to be the one to see this. He gets a free fire through the smoke. Gritter on objective under the smoke. He's going for the cap.
Out.
Dax needs to be crashing on this.
Tango, don't shoot.
Flashbang comes out. That had to have caught Gritter. But he gets the cap anyways. Gritter with another cap in the smoke. Wow.
That was a really nice job by Code North, making sure to not get that last kill as Gritter was on the uplink. Lots of new teams can't really get that right, but Code North got that down.
Man, just what a beautiful play of aggression, of free fire, of surrounding the objective, creating chaos. I truly felt MANCOS were just so stunned. They were almost paralyzed. They didn't quite know how to deal with what was being thrown at them. I mean, like, just beautiful display of teamwork coming out right there.
Code North attacked that objective really fast. The round started and Code North was basically almost at the uplink, pre-firing the entire area, catching 3 of their defenders, getting another as Gritter runs around, and then leaving the last one up as Gritter goes in for the cap.
Yes, again, just beautiful display. This whole match, I mean, this whole series has just been beautifully applied aggression, especially from Code North. MANCOS gonna have a lot to learn out of this cast, to see all these angles, to see all these approaches. I'm curious how they adapt to what they learned from this cast. And apologies for the scoreboard stuff. It seems is giving me a little bit of troubles. We will try and fix that in the next round as we are popping into the action once again. We'll hop straight into this gameplay and see what could potentially be the final round, round number 3. Now defending the garage objective. Lots of pre-fire once again coming out, not quite catching anybody. Notcher getting up aggressive up the center, and Tango getting aggressive up on lane 1. Dimples trying to defend himself, but Notcher catching his head through the bush. Gritter about to be surrounded. Oh, the C4 downing himself, but also catching Tavo. Whole lot of catching a Notcher in the back with a pistol. Suppressed. Lemo looking for the refrag.
A whole lot of Ad really needs to go in and grab these confirms.
Yeah, once again, the confirm's not coming out. Could bite them in the butt as we say that. Pole catches a Notcher on the confirm.
He looked at Tavo, but didn't take a shot. I wonder why that was. He might come back in and grab that shot. Yep, there he goes. Getting the confirm.
I'm pretty sure we just witnessed two war crimes as he just executed those bodies. They were defenseless. Oh, what an attack to Peru with a beautiful assault. As MANCOS take a point on the board. Will we see a comeback here? Will MANCOS take this map number 3 out of Code North's grasp? As we give the home team a point, or at least attempt to. as the scoreboard is still not wanting to cooperate. I mean, those confirms were... those could have come back to bite them in the butt, and then the time he spent trying to get them ended up costing him his life, and he didn't go for the revive onto Gritter, which could have changed the whole map, or the whole round, I should say.
I think that if he went up for that revive onto Gritter, he never would have died, and then they would have been able to take that map with 3 of them remaining. At least 2 if Caparoo still got that last guy. They most likely would have been able to see Caparoo through the window.
Yeah, I mean, just what a play. They had a really solid pinch coming from lane 1 and 4. The simultaneous attack proved really effective. I'm wondering what they bring to the table in the next round. And again, as we say that, the timer counts down as we prepare for some more amazing onward action in this round 4 of map number 3. Code North already having the series in their hand. MANCOS just defending the amount of MMR that they're going to be losing for this.
Code North on their favorite side are soft. They can be as aggressive as they want. Let's see if they'll get Lemel, and their Dimples go to getting Lemel right off the bat. Go getting the offer to and kills right there. We have Tado and Kappa down. Let's see if either of those 3 guys or confirms comes through.
Your mic is cutting in and out once again. As Hole pushes up onto Caparoo. Really aggressive. A lot of trades coming out. Quickly bringing this to a 1.5 V3, sort of. And with the amazing swing, Hole taking down Caparoo. Giving Code North the 3rd map of the series. Beautiful display of coordination and teamwork. I mean, with the final score of MANCOS 2-4 on Quarantine, and then Code North taking 4-0, 4-0 on Bazaar and Suburbia. I mean, what a great series of events.
On Suburbia, MANCOS did get 1 point on Suburbia,
yes,
so they got 3 points in total, leaving it at a 3-12.
Man, that was... Again, what a great bronze match to witness today. Code North is definitely going places. I suspect they will be trickling into the silver ranks relatively soon and trying their hand at that. I mean, they just did so well at this coordinated pushes. The quick aggression worked really well for them. I'm excited to go back and review just how well they did against these teams. Or this team in particular. And the attempt at throwing night maps at them proving futile, as Code North did a quick adaptation to them. But as I say that is all of the onward action we will be seeing for now. Be sure to tune in to tonight's cast with Ramen and I, with Blackwatch versus Murphy's Maniacs. That'll be an interesting one. Tune into that at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for viewing. I've been TheSkyJoker, joined by Anonymouse, and we will see y'all next time.